And you're not too sure about the digital era, are you, in terms of, as opposed to the old day of going to the cinema and
Yeah, no,
the widescreen and so on? The digital era...
At least it does nothing for me. It does nothing for me. I mean, I actually think I'm getting gypped when I go to a movie and I realize it's either been shot on digital or being projected in digital.
Digital is, I felt at that point, the quality was close enough to film that I wasn't going to end up with any less of an image. But the process itself is so much more malleable, so much easier to use, so much less restrictive, that it would give me a huge advantage in terms of the actual day-to-day process of making the movie.
I don't think that it will. I think that if video is always used for video, as opposed to pretending that it's film, then we'll have two wonderful mediums at work. But as soon as one starts to pretend that it is the other, there's going to be some confusion there. The big scare that I have is digital projection. You know, this sort of theory that George Lucas has about digitally projecting his films in theaters. I think that would be a big no-no, because ultimately it's just like watching the best TV screen in the world as opposed to watching 24 frames flicker through light, which is a hypnotic and wonderful experience and should never go away.
I think there's no stopping digital, and there are too many economic factors driving it forward, plus obviously the ease that it has, and you know what they call the democratization of cinema, that it's allowed. So there are many good things about it.
I guess the thing that I like most about, you know, shooting digitally and posting digitally is the fact that the material sort of never leaves the hands of the production. That there's no moment at which, you know, someone else has access to your material and can do something with it. Or I just like the fact that nothing ever left the editing room.
I feel like I'm somewhere in the middle of a pack of lemmings that are headed off the cliff. I see the cliff up ahead, but I'm being pushed forward from behind too, and I'm in the pack, you know, and we don't really have any choice.
I could shoot as much as I wanted. I could get the best performances. I didn't have to worry about shooting these little bursts of film. You know, that was ridiculous, but that's what I had to do. That's how expensive it was comparatively.
Digital, the little gizmo, 40 minutes, and you can be running this camera and talking to the actor, starting over again.
Reveal. And now you go around and look up.
And they get down in there and they catch a thing that never would get caught if you had that giant thing there.
Who surprised you the most in the people you interviewed?
I was surprised when David Lynch said that he didn't, as he says, "Don't hold me to it, Keanu," because I asked him if he was done with film, and he said yes. And I was surprised until I heard his answer. But someone who had made it, you know, been part of such great images, filmic images.
For Che, which we were hiking around in the jungle, I was able to put everything in backpacks, and I could almost put all the lenses, put a couple batteries, a few cards in a backpack, and I have the camera, and I'm ready to shoot for a full day instead of, you know, traipsing with a big 35mm camera.
I fell in love with shooting with this small camera, with automatic focus, with 40-minute takes, lightweight, seeing exactly what you get, smaller crew. It was so fantastic for me and for the scenes that I could never go back to film.
I've always believed in the magic of movies.
Yeah.
And to me, the magic of movies is connected to 35mm. Because everyone thinks, you can't help but think, that when you're filming something on film, that you're recording movement. You're not recording movement. You are just taking a series of still pictures. There's no movement in movies at all. They are still pictures. But when shown at 24 frames a second, through a light bulb, it creates the illusion of movement. So thus, as opposed to a recording device, when you're watching a movie, a film print, you are watching an illusion. And to me, that illusion is connected to the magic of movies.